One of my favourite things about the crowdsourced wall is seeing people talking about the objects, having discussions about what they think they are, who they thought chose them and where they came from. There's so many different conversation points and it sparks so many different conversations and arguments between our visitors about what good design is. So here we are standing in front of our crowdsourced wall that's at the start of the Designer Maker User exhibition. Here we have a wall that's filled with sort of 200 to 300 daily objects. This is a wall that isn't full of objects suggested by the museum, but it's actually full of objects selected by our public and our visitors. Everyone uses designed objects and services. We use design goods every waking moment of our daily lives, and we wanted to make sure that we can display things that visitors tell us are the things that they use. There are so many different types of objects here. We have things from iPods to shoes to record players to walking sticks for the visually impaired. And in a way that's why we wanted to put this wall together, because it shows so many different kind of sources of inspiration that people have for why they suggest things that are well designed. People suggest things because they use them daily. They make their lives easier and better and simpler. Or they can also connect with some kind of emotion. People can use things and they can kind of evoke a memory of the past, things that they remember their parents using from when they were younger. People also select objects because they're beautiful. They might sit on their shelf or sit in their room in some way and they just enjoy looking at them. They add these moments of pleasure to their lives, and that's a good reason for selecting things. There are also plenty of objects here that we don't necessarily think of as being designed objects. They're so kind of routine to us. Things like the elastic band or a pair of scissors or the safety match. But every object has actually had a designer that's worked on it. That designer's work isn't always obvious. Sometimes it sits in the background, and that's part of the beauty of design. Sometimes it's there very subtly, very unobtrusively, helping us live our lives in better and fuller ways. I think the most nominated object we had on the whole wall was the Bialetti coffee pot. It's a design classic. It's something that so many people use every morning to make their cup of coffee, and people wouldn't necessarily think of it as a designed object, but it's very much had the work of a designer behind kind of bringing it into fruition. The phrase good design's very hard to kind of address really, because it's very personal. My opinion on good design is different to yours and someone else's, but they're all valid and they're all relevant, and that's why we wanted to create this wall. We're not a museum that just tells people what good design is and expects people to believe it and take that definition as their own. We want to encourage people to understand that they have an opinion about design and that their opinion matters. We have hundreds of different nominations and objects on this wall, but what do you think we should put here? What kind of objects do you have in your house that you think deserve to be included in the Design Museum? Why don't you look around your house today, think of some objects that you use and think about the reasons that they're well designed or otherwise, and make some selections about what you'd like to see in the Design Museum.